For this problem, notice that they do not tell you you can't use a calculator. So you can use your TI Inspire. However, for this solution, I'm going to talk you through it starting with y equals the square root of x as your parent function. So I'm first going to graph y equals the square root of x. Now you can either remember the key points or you can make yourself a table. I'm going to do the key points. The square root of 0 is 0, and I'll show it on a table at the same time. So remember, for the graph, you're only considering the positive values. And if you take 0 as your x, the square root of 0 is 0. If you take 1 for x, the square root of 1 is 1. So here we go. And the next time that's going to be perfect, like a perfect square, would be if you take 4 for x and your square root of 4 is 2. So this would be what we would have in the space that is provided, and we'd have that arrow to show us that it can continue. So that would be f of x equals the square root of x. But it says that it's negative the square root of x plus 1. So I'm just going to flip the negative square root of x. So that would mean that everybody flips. So it would go upside down. So the 0, 0 is going to stay the same. Your second one, your y is going to turn negative, and the third one, your y is going to turn negative. So oops, I think I graphed that in the wrong spot. So this one, it just flips down to here. So it's a mirror image across your x-axis. So this would be f of x equals negative square root of x. So literally your y value just changes to a negative. Now let's look at this in a third color. The plus 1 means it moves up 1 on the y-axis. So I'm going to graph this in green. This point goes up 1, 0, 0 would slide up 1. Your next one slides up 1, and your third one slides up 1. So this would be what the actual function they're looking for is. You have f of x equals negative square root of x plus 1. Now, what if you don't remember any of this and need your calculator? You would key into your TI Inspire, and you could type this into your equation editor for a graph. Make sure that you use the little symbols to get your square root of x, and then you can use the table feature for analyzing. Add your table and you take your values of 0, 1, and 4 because that's the spots that you have room for. Notice this only counts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are the points you're going to have to consider. And you do not need to give those partial values. You don't need to give your estimations, but you do need to have at least those 3 points to connect into the curve.